Hey everyone, Jason Sherman with Strap On Your Boots. In today's episode, I have with me a mindset and strategy coach, Iva Paleckova. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I thought it was interesting that you traveled around the country in an RV with a newborn while starting a business and making seven figures with that. What was like the whole catalyst that made you do that in the first place?
Thank you so much for asking. It's sometimes the really the rock bottoms that happen that have us change everything. So when I found out that I would be a single mother, I was in a place in my business where I was literally like, down to very much $700 on my account, not knowing how is it all going to turn out, looking for a job. And then I decided, you know what? Like if anybody can figure my way out of it, then it was going to be me. And we went from there.
And those are, you had to use six superpowers, apparently, because the name of the episode is the six superpowers you need for entrepreneurial success. So
Mhm.
I know it's hard to get through them all, but we're going to try. So,
Yes.
what's the first superpower that got you through to this whole story that you have?
Yes, yes, yes. So it's really having your voice. Before I started really growing my business rapidly, I was kind of in this hiding space when I was trying to do all the passive income automated things so that I would keep myself from being with people, from being visible, from connecting to people. And that's how I thought is was going to work. It was the courses, the memberships, the whatever you have. And it was really realizing that's not how it works. Because in order to expand into the capacity to handle the business, to handle the large number of clients, we have to have the confidence, we have to have the voice, we have to have the self-expression, right? So the limitless voice is the first one, right? And
Black Canary. So that's Black Canary. She's got a powerful voice, right? What is the second superpower that we need? Because I love superheroes, by the way. So what's the
oh,
second? I'm going to
interesting.
try to tie a superhero into each one. So what's the second
Mhm.
one?
Yes, yes, yes. I want to go back to the first one because it's
Okay,
one
so
so
voice. We're still
important.
talking about Black Canary. All right, so your voice and your
Yes, you
projection,
have
your
to.
confidence.
Yes, you have to let go of what's more important than what the superpower is, what you have to let go of. And it's this whole thing about feeling like a fraud because everybody else is qualified more than me. Everybody has all the certifications and I don't, not feeling qualified enough, being the imposter,
Imposter
trying to look
syndrome.
like yeah, looking like some other person and really falling in love with ourselves and embracing this is who I am, the way I look, the way I speak, my accent, all of that, and really fall in love with that and come forth with that. So that's the first
Okay,
one.
I like it. Confidence. So let me hear the second one. So you got me interested and intrigued.
Yeah, the second one is really heart of service, not operating from how can I get the next client? How am I going to bring them money? It's this stepping into really truly believe in what we do is so valuable. And it really stepping into the heart of service and heart of transformation. In order to do that, you have to transmute all the all the ick that comes from it being all about you and you growing your business. And then we feel guilty about it, right? And then we go into these conversations and it feel weird about conversations with prospects because there's this, tension, it all being about me and then me feeling guilty about taking their time, right?
Makes a
And
lot
it's
of
all the
sense.
risk. Yeah, it's all the resistance to people that we have, all the dread of like difficult conversations and our fear of negative feedback or feeling like a bother because I'm reaching out to people to talk to me about my service, right?
Right.
So it's really
Stay true to your heart, and
mhm.
not worrying about focusing on yourself and more focusing on how you can help other people, which is what Iron Man did. Iron Man had that heart in the middle of his chest, and he was always about helping people and helping the world transform. So I like that. That's
Yes,
great.
yes, that's that. And
So
it's really stepping into being the warrior for transformation, you know,
love
and
it.
really believing that, like, I am that. And I'm not going to discount myself. I am that.
Right. So really kind of visualizing and being that person and
Hmm.
staying true to your heart. I love it. So what's the third? You got me. I'm
It's the
excited.
visionary. It's the visionary. We have to have the vision and we have to stay connected to it and while following the heart and the spirit, right? There's a difference between somebody who is always perfecting, trying to figure out their plans in their head. What do I do
Hmm.
next? Versus somebody so connected to the spirit, like you get an idea and you're doing it. You get the next idea, you're doing it. You're in this flow, right? You kind of have to hook into the speed and flow in your business if you want to, because I took my business from literally zero to seven figures in 15 months with an
Crazy.
infant.
That's
right?
nuts. In an RV, traveling around the country.
It's crazy, but it's from like not like you cannot get sucked
You're
into.
visualizing. You're visualizing what you want. You're laying it all out on outlines
Mhm,
and brainstorming, and
mhm.
then you're actually enacting those points, those tasks, those goals, and you're reaching them one by one, step by step. And that's great. Visualization is a very powerful technique that goes back, to the cavemen painting on the walls.
Yes, 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 yes. But also for me, I don't see things visually. I sort of like get into the energy, just get hooked into sort of the flow energy, right? So for me, it's more feeling than visualizing.
Doctor Strange had a lot of visualization techniques for his superpower, so it sounds like we got some Doctor Strange mysticism in there. Love it. All right, so what's the
Mhm.
what's the fourth superpower?
It's self mastery, it's self mastered leadership, right? It's the how do I deal with overwhelm? How do I deal with procrastination? Or the doing every single thing because I want to guarantee that some results are going to happen, right? Or my own emotional ups and downs and the states that we go into. How do I master that, right?
Wow, that's a
And move
tough one.
into consistency because nobody's business is going to happen overnight, right?
Yeah,
We need to stop throwing the spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks and really see the long-term vision and master ourselves so that we can make it there.
I love it. That's a good one because that's a more emotional and mental thing, right? We're talking about being able to manage, everything and being able to kind of stay consistently on the right path and not
Mm-hmm.
being like, torn down by your emotions, right? That's a tough one. I mean,
Yep.
I like it, but that's a good superpower to have. If you can figure out a way to navigate that and kind of stay on the true path, mastering that, it sounds like something like Captain America would do, where he's able to kind of break through and stay positive and keep the team on the right track. So,
Mm-hmm.
what is the fifth superpower?
Mm. It's it has to do with leading others. And whether it's the team or your clients, being able to be a stand for their performance and transformation without worrying about making them uncomfortable. Because so many people go into just saying what the other person wants to hear, people pleasing, martyring, tolerating, rescuing other people. They think they're helping, but they're actually weakening you because once you start rescuing somebody and appeasing, it turns them into a victim. So
Mm,
really leading from a place that is empowering to others, that gives power back to them. Hey, you got this, you got this, you can rise from your own victimhood versus me trying to come and save you, right? So developing ourselves as leaders who are very comfortable with people not liking us every step of the way is essential. Otherwise, if we're just looking for their approval and their acknowledgement and their validation, and we lead from that place, we're going to just, have our handful of clients that we're appeasing and people pleasing and our small team, and we're never going to be able to expand in our capacities. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely. And that superpower is what Superman used to do. Superman and Supergirl, they are very good at finding the best version of people and bringing out the best positive vibes from the people and keeping the team on the right. Again, it sounds like it's all about keeping people on the right path and not expecting people to do too much and like kind of guiding them. And this leads us to the last superpower, and and it sounds like we'll have some time to touch base on some other things as well. So what's the sixth superpower?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that one is the ultimate resilience. It's a little bit same similar to what we talked about before, but it has to do with my teaching, which is the business is the medicine, right? I don't think we came here and build our business to prove something or to save up for our retirement or anything like that. We came here to transcend and to become more loving, more free, free the mind and heal the heart, and things like that, like transcend in our own levels of consciousness. So this thing about business, for me, business is the medicine. It really will show you exactly what you need to heal and transcend every single step of the way on the business journey so that you can grow into the bigger version of you. And if
Interesting.
you adopt that perspective, you're going to have a completely different relationship with failure. Because, I fail about 80% of the time,
Yeah,
right?
and let's talk about some of those. What were some of the biggest mistakes, or one of the biggest mistakes you made that you would like to tell people listening or
Mm-hmm.
watching to avoid?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. It was not realizing that business is the medicine. So, there's two things to building a successful business. The first one is having the strategies and the tactical steps to do that. And I had that, right? I grew my business very, very quick because I could implement, but I was not applying the second thing, which is this. You have to take every trigger that is happening in your business, be it a client criticism, be it a failed launch, excuse me, whatever it is, and transmute all the negativity that is coming up within you and heal it. Because if not, you're going to get the same lesson over and over.
Yeah.
And there's two types of people that I've worked with. People who have so much resistance, they'll never even start. They're going to be stuck at the beginning phase and being the niching drama or whatever it is, and they'll never even get started. And the second camp is people who will push through all those discomforts, all those emotional blocks, and they will do it anyway, right? Just like I did, except they're going to end up with a lot of money in a very emotionally unhappy place because they repressed everything that was arising as they were doing it.
So
Right?
is this why so many entrepreneurs end up quitting their business, or why they leave?
Yes.
They
They just want to burn it down because it's too much.
they get burned out. They're on.
Yes.
So I made it. I worked all this time. I
Uh-huh.
got all the money. I got all these
Uh-huh.
users. I got investors, but now I'm unhappy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that they
That's
did.
when the pressure.
So they needed the
Yes.
6 superpowers in order to avoid that, basically.
Yes, 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 exactly. It's like do it from the beginning, but the work is really what I so strongly believe in is like heal it every step of the way. Are you scared to go live today on your Facebook page? Okay, do it, but don't do it just despite the fear. Go process and heal the fear. Sit with the feeling, let the feeling come through you, heal it so it doesn't come next time, you know?
So really kind of process each step of your
Each step.
business,
Exactly.
and make sure that you understand like how you're feeling after you do something, so that you can understand why you're feeling that way and try to not only avoid that next time, but to, like you said, heal yourself by maybe talking to somebody, or maybe figuring out a way to make the process better for your mental health. It sounds very, very interesting. And is it so? I notice you have a break free process. Is this kind of part of it, or is there a different process associated with the break free process?
Yes, no, this is pretty much it. So there's basically when you look at how you transcend this, there's three ways you can handle emotional blocks, emotional and mental blocks, right? And they're all rooted in just whatever negative emotional energy is arising. So you can kind of blend with the emotions and you can just let that stop you, right? And you'll come up with some excuse like, oh, reaching out to people feels out of alignment. I should just do the funnels or whatever, some kind of excuse-onitis, right?
Right.
About it. Or you can
Excuse-initis. I like that.
just like not move forward, just like be done, this is too much for me. So that's what a good number of
A lot of
entrepreneurs
people
do
do that.
actually,
Yeah.
right? They're really too scared and they believe that fear, so they don't do it. The second version is repress it, make it go away, do it anyway. It's like reach out to those people even though you're feeling all that ick, about reaching out to people, whatever that is. And the third way is to actually process it. And it's the thing that we have not been doing our whole life, even though we know we should, and that is actually feeling our feelings. So what I do with my clients, they build their business and they feel their feelings, and it's so simple, but I literally have them sit still for 5 minutes and feel that fear, feel that dread, feel
Feel
that, whatever it is. And they feel it, and I'm like, still feel it, bring it up to 10, feel it more.
Turn it up
And
to
then,
11.
where did it go? I don't feel it anymore. I can just go live now and not feel the fear. I'm like, see, that's
Fantastic.
all that was required to do. That's it.
Perfect. I love it. And where can people find out more about this process online, and more about you online as well?
Yes. So I have a podcast show called The Break Free Show. That's number one. And we do a 90-minute workshop every week or every 2 weeks. It's leadersbreakfree.com/workshop, but it's a 90-minute training where you actually get to go through the process and work on your own superpowers. And I teach you the 5-minute technique to actually dissolve all the negative blocks and the resistances and emotions that arise so that you can take your business to the next level.
Amazing, Eva. That was awesome and transformational. Hopefully everyone learned a lot from this episode. And as always, we will see you in next week's episode.